Bhante, within a minute, Bhante, we will go online, Bhante. I'm just doing a YouTube live stream. Once that's done, we'll do okay, Bhante. We are online. Namo Buddhaya. Welcome all to today's Dhamma learning with Dhamma study group. We are going to have our topic today for Dhamma study is Dhamma Therapy for overcoming day-to-day problems. Our teacher today is Bhante, Venerable Bhante Dr. Varanyana. And our topic today is Dhamma Therapy and its power of stress reduction. We are grateful to Dr. Venerable Bhante Varanyana for taking time and joining us today for the Dhamma session. I wanted to introduce our guest to you all. Venerable is a Theravada Buddhist monk, has been a monk since 12 years old. His higher ordination was received at the age of 20. From 2010 to 2012, he became a lecturer of higher Buddhist text of Dhammacharya degree to the monks. In 2014, he received his MA degree in Buddhist Studies. In 2014, from the Postgraduate Institute of Pali and Buddhist Studies, University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka. He completed his PhD degree from the same university in 2020. Currently, Bhante is working as an assistant registrar and a lecturer on Buddhist Counselling Psychology, as well as the Mahavihara Dhamma Vinaya University in Yangon, Myanmar. So with that short introduction, I wanted to welcome all to today's session. And our topic today again is Dhamma Therapy and its role in stress reduction. As usual, we will make Samayasana and Panchashili Asana to Bhante at the beginning of the session. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okasa vandami Bhante Dvaratayena maya katang sabba paradhang khamatu me Bhante Dutiyampi okasa vandami Bhante Dvaratayena maya katang sabba paradhang khamatu me Bhante Tatiyampi okasa vandami Bhante Dvaratayena maya katang sabba paradhang khamatu me Bhante okasa ahang Bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yachami anugrahang katva silang detame Bhante dutiyampi okasa ahang Bhante Tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yachami anugrahang katva silang detame Bhante tatiyampi okasa ahang Bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yachami anugrahang katva silang detame Bhante.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Echitam patitam tongcham kapa mewa samechatu. Abhivadana chileja necha voda bajayino. Chadaro dhamma vadandi ayuvano sukambala. Say Namo Tassa 3 times again.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddham Charanam Gacchami, Dhammam
Buddhang
Charanam Gacchami, Sangham Charanam Gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dudiyambi Buddham Charanam Gacchami, Dudiyambi Dhammam Charanam Gacchami, Dudiyambi Sangham Charanam Gacchami.
Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tadiyambi Buddham Charanam Gacchami, Tadiyambi Dhammam Charanam Gacchami, Tadiyambi Sangham Charanam Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Panadipada Uramani Chikhabadam Samadhiyami.
Panati pata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinadana Uramani Chikhabadam Samadhiyami.
Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kame Sumisachara Uramani Chikhabadam Samadhiyami.
Kamesu miccācara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musawada Uramani Chikhabadam Samadhiyami.
Musāvāda veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sura Meraya Michapamadhatana Viramani Sikhabadam Samadhiyami.
Sura meraya majjapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Ticharane Najaha Pichanga Gurudama Sila Sadugang Kadwa Dhamma Abamadi Na Sambadita Sadhu Sadhu.
Bhante sadhu sadhu sadhu. Buddhang namami, Dhammang namami, Sanghang namami. Sadhu, 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 Bhante. Thank you very much for your Dhammadana. So without further ado, Bhante, on behalf of all the participants, I want to request you to please start today's discourse, Bhante. Thank you very much.
So thank you. So shall we start now?
Yes, Bhante.
Yes, shall we get started? Let's get started now. So before that, so we are going to worship again to the Buddha, say Namo Tassa 3 times before we're going to proceed the talk. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. I give a homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, and the perfectly enlightened one. So good morning from Myanmar to everyone. Good afternoon and good evening to you all. So hope you all well and healthy. So given topic, so as you have already saying that the Dhamma Therapy and its power of stress reductions. So Dhamma Therapy is a power, is a capacity to reduce our stress. So it's a clear topic. So before that, I have to admit and apologize for the last time that I was absent to give the talk. The organizer called me multiple times this time, but I couldn't see this here. Internet connections, other technical problem raised often, occur often. So sometimes we couldn't do it at the right time. But however, this time, because of this problem, so some of preparations I sent yesterday, a video recording. If it's not happened, if something happened like this, like before, so just deliver this recording, I said to the organizer. So just like that, that is the current situation in my country, Myanmar, right now. So is it that clear? Am I talking?
Yes, Bhante, we can hear you very well, Bhante.
Okay, thank you. So what I want to say that my given the topic is about the stress reduction, but being a little stressful because of internet connection, because other things around us. So some of you have already heard what's happening right now in this country. Throughout the country that we've been witnessing many tragedies or predicaments, people are suffering because of the results, political, even other things though. If something politics is leading, so other things are following according to this. So it's a very common to every nation. So I have to apologize. People are waiting, maybe every time, that time, they were waiting for their talk, but I couldn't do it. So I apologize, deeply apologize for this. So the topic today given, anyway, we are going to reduce to some extent, our stress, even though my mindset feeling. So now anytime the power cut happen. So pray for it. No. So that is the openly speaking, the current situation right now. This is why later on I have to be very careful. The kind of international, the talk, and then to international audience, via that kind of zones or other channel. So let's go for it. Stress reduction, Dhamma Therapy. So the term Dhamma, the Pali term, the Dhamma, Sanskrit, the Dharma, is very well-known and an obvious term there, which covers the entire teaching of the Buddha, good or bad, or Dhamma. Sometimes it only represents the good things, the Dhamma, but generally it covers good or bad. 84,000 aggregate of the Dhamma, and 5 Nikayas, 3 Bhaskars, 3 Pitaka, and Sila Samadhi Panya, and 4 Noble Truths, whatever. All the fundamental teachings, all the teachings of Buddha can be covered by this term, the Dhamma. So we use here the term, the Dhamma Therapy. Therapy is a obvious, a kind of medical term, a treatment to cure something. So you may have noticed that same we say in that the therapy or treatment. So on the other side, we are admitting we have a problem. We have some kind of problem. we are saying that it needs to be cured. It needs to be treated because we have a problem. We have some kind of disease. So you can deny it. You can say that, oh, we have no that. But according to the teaching, the text, the Anguttara Nikaya, in the Buddhist text, the Roga Sutta, Roga is kind of disease, illness. Is Sutta mentioned, the Buddha said, there are two kinds of the sufferings, or the dukkha. The first one is physical suffering, which is called in the Pali, kayika dukkha. Another term is the mental suffering, called cetajika dukkha in a Pali term. So the Buddha say, you may be healthy whole life, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, even over 100 years. You may be living the life happily, without any disease, without any sickness, physically very strong. But the Buddha say, I have never seen someone who have mentally fully strong or healthy, even one moment. So what does it mean that what does it mean? What the Buddha mean by this? We, or especially ordinary people, even the stream one, Arya, or Sagadagami or Nagami level, who have not eliminated yet all defilements, have such mental suffering. So the themes of this talk is like, okay, physical suffering, illness we have. The Buddha and enlightened one also have it. They couldn't overcome yet this one because they have this body, physical body. So physical body belong to sickness. Bahuroga sandarana bhavena atsarasa imesa kayasa vipassana nama saro. The Pali, the sentence that I reciting. The meaning is this: our body, physical bodies belong to diseases, bahuroga, multiple diseases we are dealing with. This is why this body have no the value or essence. We couldn't find the value in this body. So, however, if we try to find some kind of value from this body, based on this body, depending on this body, using this body, what we can do? We can make it, we can practice vipassana or the insight meditation. Using this body, even we know that this body is useless, but there's some way to use it. If we know, if we have such capacity to know this, the value of this body, that is the way we practice the vipassana, insight meditation that the Buddha say. Based on this body is belong to decaying or dying. We couldn't find any essence, but there's some way to find it. Using this body, we couldn't practice some meditation, or we couldn't practice some good things, charity, practicing sila, and concentration or wisdom by this body. So make use it, the Buddha say. Just like a jivaka in the Buddha time, physician. You may have heard that name, physician jivaka. It's very clever, he was. So for some people, the poison is dangerous. Poison is very dangerous. There's a horrified, the kind of things that. But for somebody who, like a jivaka, that kind of physician, poison become medicine because he knows that how to use it, how to apply it, the poison as medicine. That is your knowledge, depend on how you have such intellectual capacity to use it to turn the poison into the medicine. Just like that, this body is bahuroga chandarana bhavena. Dealing with many kinds of diseases is a useless body, but there's some way to use it. That given the message from the sutra. So the themes of this talk is we have physical diseases for to be strong, to be healthy, to have a well-being, like a healthy life, healthy physical body. You may be exercising. You may go to gym. You may take some drugs, the supply for the physical health. But the question raised, especially this era, this 21st century, the full of mental instabilities, raising the material things are the raising, but some way you have seen that we become more suffer because around us many things that it causes our instabilities on our mentality. So for physically strong, to have a physical healthy body, you may be exercising, you may go to gym, and you may take some stress, you may see the doctor, but mentally well-being, for mental health, where to go? So the question raised that so it means that as I start earlier, we have a problem that we couldn't cure by ourselves. So if something happened to your mind, mentally ill, you don't like somebody, some problem inside your family, how to solve the problem? You have no some type cure. You have no solution to solve that, and you solve that problem the way you want. That is problem oriented. that is the located. That is the fundamental things that the most of problem raise. We don't see that when we are angry and you don't like somebody, and the way you saw the problem the way you want, not the way it should be. That is our problem. And in every part of every sector in life, we are solving that problem, So that the small example, when I was in Sri Lanka, what happened? So I used the toilet at the time. Inside the toilet, lock is damaged, cannot open. I was inside the toilet, couldn't open the door. The lock is already damaged. Then I kick the door, a little strong. Then strong open, all the lock are damaged, fall down. A little feeling in my mind that, oh, some of problem have to be solved that way. It's a very smart way, I just come out from the toilet in a smart way. Oh, I'm like a James Bond. So feeling that in my mind, there some kind of habit that I accumulated, but I did not notice this. Habitual action, some of the problem have to be solved in that way. I'm very smart. This a little strong way, physically, you see this violating. I kick the door and it's damaged. I'm very smart, come out. So some kind of habit that I have accumulated, I did not notice that. Then I take taxi driver. So I was living in the Colombo 5 that time, to the temple. I take the taxi. The taxi driver go to another way. I say, don't go that way. It's very long and traffic. So you should choose another way. I guide him, but he did not listen to me. He just drive. I don't know, because he did not hear me or he did not care. But in my mind, it's angered a little race, because then suddenly my hand is back. I beat him suddenly. Even I have no desire I should be down or should not be. My hand already there, his back. I hit him. So he just looking back. Oh, a monk, Buddhist monk hit my back. Put my back. He's angry. So I don't know how I was looking at the time. How I look, maybe angry face. So it's just why. So I have not seen yet whether a right thing to do or right. It's not. Because angry. That's responding. This is why there's a saying, it's a very beautiful saying. Don't respond when you are angry. That is the themes of this talk. So we responding, it's called sankhara. Sankhara in the Pali tongue, responding bodily, physically, mentally. The way we went, responding. And we are not mindful on our response. And we are doing this the way we went. I have to solve that way. Then I will take you to the police. Because you is trying to cheat me. You're a cheater. You're trying to lie me. I take you to the police station and I shoot you. He just, looking at me, that's a very strange way. And I suddenly remember that. It's that my anger little goes down that time. I remember, if I take him to the police, I might be in jail because I hit him. I hit him. So from my past, I physically violated someone, right? It's not his fault. Then I just stop suddenly. Okay, you take it, this money and go. I will take another one. So I a little scared, if he was taken to the police station, the one that will be in jail is me. Because I hit. So what's happened? What I mean by this, what I want to say is habit. I kick the door physically, and I feel it's a smart way to solve the problem. In the same manner, I saw another problem, hitting somebody back. See how it's our habit, accumulating very fast, very sudden. It happened to us. Especially bad habit, very easy to accumulate, very easy to adopt. We're accumulating. This is why responding, don't respond.
Yes, Bhante, we can
Hello?
hear you. Yes, Bhante, we can hear you.
So I prepare some of the way to continue. So power cup happened.
Yeah, okay, Bhante.
There's no worry. We can continue this.
Yes, Bhante, please.
Yeah, I have some of the flash. Okay. So don't respond when you are angry. Another word, don't promise when you are happy. So we give a promise, especially when you are happy, So don't make a decision when you are sad. It's a very beautiful state, very beautiful. So making decision, especially when you feel sad, it probably goes wrong. When you respond with angry mind or agitated mind, it goes probably wrong. Mostly, very sure is 90%. You are going to make a decision. You are going to respond it with anger, thought, or happy time. You give a promise that what somebody went. So you give it a promise after you regret it. So very beautiful saying. So let's go back to this stress. So the themes of this talk is this: how to overcome and how to stop it, this cycle of our habit. This, you see that the change of this, our habitual actions that we are accumulating every day, solving the problem. As I mentioned earlier, we have a problem. Even Buddhist teachings can be considered as problem-oriented. I don't know if you want to argue. It's okay. Why? Problem-oriented. When the Bodhisattva in 35 years age, 29 years age, he came out from the palace. He went around the Skapilawatu. Before that, he was in only palace. He was not allowed to go out. But at 60 years and 30 after, in the age of the 29, he come out, seeing that man, 4 saints. I think you have already know about this. The dead man, the sick man, and the aging old man. He asked his servants, what is it? I have never seen in my life. Because his father, Suddhodana, they organized that so that the Bodhisattva have no chance to see them up to this age, 29 year age. So seeing that the servants stay, that is that man, that is old man, that is the aging and sick people. Oh, am I going to be like this? Am I going to be like this? Yes, of course, you are. We all are going to be. So what is it? So everyone is just like, okay, at time, the time comes, we die. The times come, we aging gradually. Oh, gradually, no one can stop it. This train, this is going like this. So people seeing that is natural. You may think that we may think we is natural. Okay, one day we have to go. What could we do? What we can do about it? Nothing can do about it. But the way he see this, different. How we see that is the problem of life. That is not natural things. It is a problem. We have to solve something. So you see there is a different dimension to see that things, even one single thing is a different dimension, the same window, but the different dimensions it may. We see there is a natural, but the Bodhisattva, Buddha to be, see something different. Oh, I have to find a solution. Then he rise, come to the forest to find the solution. Come to forest means not teaching the tree and beautiful things. No, to find the truth. But it does not mean the truth is in the forest. No. Why we have to go to the forest? The monks. Because Kaya Viveka in the Pali terms, that and Citta Viveka, that kind of quiet and others loneliness and solitude. That kind of capacity in the forest can apply this, supply this, provide you to be more calm, to be more quiet. So he finds seeking. He was seeking for 6 years, according to the Theravada teaching. Then he become in the short. So what does it mean by this? What I want to say is the problem-oriented. That's why the Buddha say in the Four Noble Truths, dukkha ticca. The first thing is a problem. He mentioned about it. And even Four Noble Truths, we mentioned dukkha ticca. And the noble truth of suffering. Samudaya is a noble truth of the cause of suffering. Nirodha is a noble truth of cessation of suffering. Magga is a noble truth of the practice to see the suffering. So even when we mention a Four Noble Truth, they are so suffering. So that is the Oran prayer problem-oriented, problem-based teaching. We even say that. If you say that, oh, we enjoy life, we have no problem, you can say that. But maybe you may be very strong mentally, someone who is strong, have strong mentality. But especially when we face some kind of unusual things, Buddha's text mentioned 5 kinds of vyasana, distraction. Vyasana Dhamma. Vyasana Dhamma mean distractions or nyati vyasana. We lost loved one, especially in COVID-19, 2020, 21, 22. How people are suffering. We've been witnessing this. How horrible, how difficult. So seeing the, somebody very beautiful, very rich, very healthy, very educated, all they would be, they were dreaded. They were sent to somewhere. People facing, and never before such kind of things. Maybe in the last century, some kind of disease come take many people's lives. But in our era, we've been witnessing this, the COVID-19, how suffer is a roga vyasana. Stress, it's the cause of stress. When we say stress, another thing is that, according to Buddhist teaching, so I was looking at some on new stress, like the WHO, saying that stress means, like a stress can be defined as state of worry and mental tensions caused by difficult situations. Stress is a natural human response that, so just like that, the WHO, World Health Organization, mentioned about this. So it's true, mental instabilities. But the things that we have to notice here is, when we say stress reduction, but we cannot reduce stress, it means dukkha, suffering, we cannot remove, we cannot eliminate the dukkha, suffering. So what we have to remove is cause of suffering. Here was a cause of stress, but we're saying that stress reduction, but actually it's not stress reduction, but cause of stress reduction. It's more right to say that. So what does cause? That is something different than medical. Sometimes the modern medical science, the Buddhist teaching, all the time seeing the cause. This is why the Buddha was called Mula Desi. Mula Desi, seeing the cause all the time. Seeing the cause is called wisdom, pinya. You may be sometimes some kind of sickness, like a headache. You may take some drug, but you can remove temporarily. If you don't go down to the root cause, it often again. So some doctors see root cause, why you have headache, why you sneak, why you have some kind of symptom. It's only symptom. It's not root cause, right? Then it has to go down. The Buddhist teaching all the time see the root cause. Then here, Nyati Vyasana. So the young lady, one of the young ladies that I know of, explained to me that she and her husband live in a house 2021. And because of COVID-19, this pandemic, her husband died. So the restricted, no one can come, even the parents. Other medical doctor cannot come in this country, Myanmar, at that time. So around the world has happening, even very developing country. I think you may have lived in the USA, how it's happening. Is it truly disaster? Truly disasters happen to the people. So that young lady, they have no children. So her husband died with the dead body. She has to stay 2 nights. Nobody come. You can imagine how tragedies that kind of how horrible things happen to us. It's called Roga Vyasana. It's a cause of stress, unusual stress. Every day we have, of course, every day, because some of the reasons we have this as stress, but other things, the Buddhist text mentioned, 5 is the Nyati Vyasana, Bhoga Vyasana, your property. Your property, when you lost your property, you feel stressful because Bahupachadika Chadarana Bhavena, Asaresa. The Pali tongue, Pali sentence that I make it, that I reciting. Bahupachatika means your properties dealing with the enemies, robbers, enemies, we call the 5 kinds of enemy: water, the air, water, fire also kind of enemies. Water is a kind of flood, is a kind of enemies. Other king, the governance also kind of enemies that he can take you down anytime. So another thing is a robber. Another thing is your own children. Son, the daughter also can be at the time to enemy, your enemies. If they are not good, it means. So five kinds of enemy. It's dealing with enemy because asaresa, nothing can find any essence on your property. Something that you want to use it as essence, charity is the best ways to use it. The best way to make it use it, your property. So that kind of stressful. And another one is the Nyati Vyasana, Bhoga Vyasana, Roga Vyasana, Roga. Because of disease, illness come to community, that, as I mentioned, the COVID-19, others, SARS, MERS, because this COVID-19 very new to human mechanisms, very new, very new. So when it suddenly comes, we don't know how to live, because other disease is based on the blood. We can put the blood and test it, diagnose it. It's very easy way, but it comes through our breath, go to the land. So suddenly it becomes like a disaster. Even many doctors, nurses die in this period. The Roga Vyasana. Another one, Sila Vyasana, is very important things. More important things is Sila. Destruction of the morality is more important, because losing your loved one because of the Roga Vyasana, Nyadi Vyasana, Bhoga Vyasana, you can stay. Like if you are calm, nothing happened to you. If you are strong, it's okay. But Sila Vyasana is more important. If you do something wrong, physically, verbally, especially Sila refers to physical action and body actions, right? It doesn't cover mental action, because mentally you are not breaking any Sila rule. This is a part of another things like concentration. We call this pariyotana kilesa. So Sila. The Buddhist in the Anguttara Nikaya text say there are 4 kinds of happiness. So let me turn to another way to 10. So we're saying that stress every day is happening. How stressful the thoughts come to us. And the opposite thing is a happiness. Because why we need to reduce stress, why we want to reduce our stress, so we want to be happy. Simply that we want to be happy. We want to be happy. Even Sukhsai Boma, why making a committee in this Sukhsai Boma? Because he wants to be happy. Wants to be happy. Maybe his religious teacher, or his leader, his community leader, motivate him to make it this Sukhsai Boma. Many people die. But maybe many people die, but you will be reborn in a higher realm with the beautiful girl or something like that. I have heard this, there's some of the religious texts wrongly use this kind of, the things. And making this Sukhsai Boma. Even Sukhsai Boma, why making this, committing this? He wants to be happy, wants to be happiness. So everyone wants to have happiness. But the thing is that, are we really doing this? Okay, last century, war happening, Second World War happening. People have no food, no shelter, because they have to run here and there. Even to have this kind of small piece of the bread, you have to walk a mile. You have to have this water bottle, small water bottle. You have to walk a mile. How difficult that time. But we human beings, if you switch on the electricity come, if you turn the tap, water come out, how comfortable life you have. This generation more educated, more healthier than the previous last century, people in the last century, more racial. But the question is, are we more happier than the people in the last century? That question is very important. Are we really happy more than they are? So very difficult to answer that question. It's very individually. Or they have been rating some people, the country is the more happiest country or something like it. There's some of the Sabes discovery. But Why the happiness? The Buddha say there are 4 kinds of happiness. Ati sukha. If you have something, you're happy. You have a car, house, and money, enough. Based on this, you're happy. Oh, I have it. And the Bhoga sukha, consuming, having happiness of consuming. Happiness of having, number 1. Number 2 is a happiness of consuming. You're consuming and you're happy. You live in the USA, right? Or the USA is very famous now. This is because the raising of consumerism, right? I don't know, but it's happening around the world. But when we take the example, is the capital, what is called capitalism, or the consumerism, consuming. So we eating sometimes. I heard that I have never been to USA, but I heard some of the friends say people say they're waiting for this. What kind of the restaurant is very good? They rather go to eat something. Oh, tasty. So eating for their tongues, not for the body. Sometimes. Huh? I'm not saying that everyone, but mostly we human beings. We, me, myself included, monks. We eat mostly for our tongue, not our body. Oh, it's a very good hamburger, 3 layers, meat and cheese or other things, it's very good. Biting, chewing. If the tongue in your tongue is very good, oh, tasty, oh, delicious. But it is over your throat, calm down your body. It doesn't make any effect. It's side effect because there's a lot of chemical. But vegetables, very simple, chewing your mouth, but your tongue is not much satisfying. But when you swallow this through the body, it makes you more healthier. But we just following our tongue the tasty, our tongue the kind of satisfying. We eat it. So consuming, that what I would say the consumerism. So consumerism is somehow related in the Buddha time. You may have all the 2 extremes, Sachadawada, the Ochedawada, the annihilationism, and the spiritual eternalism. Ocheda somehow related to this consumerism. Consumerism can be considered here in this era as the Kama Chukanlika no Yoga, sexual indulgence. We eat what is good for us. We use what is the best. We use what is the best. You have something to use longer, but you throw away systems come to us, introduced, especially in the developing country. But in the underdeveloped country, also waiting for it. It means that they're just practicing some kind of contentment. No, they're waiting for it just to follow. Throughway system come. We use house. It can be longer used, but you throw away another, you find another one. You have a girlfriend, find another one, throw away another one. Wife, throw away another one. So this, I don't know. I'm a monk. I don't know about much this, but hearing that kind of things, very easy to throw away somebody. You have a boyfriend, husband or wife. In this Asian society, we have never seen before. One single wife and single husband live long, the whole life. Some more problem come, they solve it together. And other people also have to then to be together. They live longer the whole life to the deathbed. But in this era, just like it's very easy to break. Very easy to break. Okay, I don't want to talk about this, but why that kind of consumerism or sexual indulgence kind of Kama Chukanlika no Yoga also cause to be stressed. If a habit, you want something, what you want, you throw away the old one, and you think it will be happy. No. You are just welcoming another stress. and you don't notice that. If something happened, problem, we saw that problem the way we want, not the way we want to be. So how to reduce that? Let us take another part, because now we start the A52 now. Maybe another 10 more minutes.
No, please continue, Bhante. We have time, Bhante. There is no hurry, rush for us. We are okay.
Okay. So is it having or consuming ati sukha? Another one is anana sukha. Happiness of the day. Deathless. I don't know if I pronounced it correct. That means something you borrow from somebody. Because the death threat, Sri Lanka is being called now death trap because in the Colombo port. So writing on these media on that. So that's an example. I'm not saying that about Sri Lanka. The word to express the death. Without death, that free from the death, you're happy. It's called anana sukha. Another one is anavijja sukha. Anavijja means sinless. You happy because you have not done anything wrong. You have no mistaking. So you are psychologically and very free, very secure. This is called anavijja sukha. Sometimes you may have seen the monks, forest monks live in the forest. They have nothing. They have like an ambo. In the time come, they go and surround to the village or city. Something have. It's enough for them, come back, eat in a clothes and wash everything. Taking meditation. Nothing to keeping. Only requested formats, requested things they have. It's very free. They have no car. They have no decent house. They have no money. So carefully looking at their face, they are happy, very calm, very secure, very happy. Why? Somebody who has no nothing in life. So can you imagine if you have nothing, calm, no money, no nothing? Will be how stressful is it in life? So you needed some kind of physical things. Physical things are important. Without that, there's a physical property. For example, the in life is very important. Somebody misunderstood sometime Buddhism. Buddhism encourage poor. There's poverty. No, never. In the entire Buddhist teachings, we couldn't find any single word that the Buddhist prize poverty. One single thing that we couldn't find the Buddhist, what is it, the term? Neglect or look down richness. I forgot the English term to say that about. Ninda pasansa. Ninda, how to say in the Ninda Pali term. Okay, sorry about
Blame, Bhante?
blame. Yes.
Yeah.
yes. Sorry. The Buddha never blamed the richness. The Buddha never prized the poverty, even single one. So sometimes people understood that when the Buddhism talking about containment, the Chandoti Sanleka, have to be stop the strong the attachment or the loba. People misunderstood that the Buddha encouraged them. No, that is the life of the monks. They have to be living that way. For the people living, have to find it. Indeed, that like the community in it, my community in Myanmar, sometimes misinterpretation. Your effort to find your own for your own good, for the greater good as well. You use your maximum effort to find your property and to save money, to have a decent house, a car. So you use your vidya in your effort. So mistranslation into its loba, attachment. Oh, hey, somebody is struggling to have a more and more. So he will be called, he is so greedy. No, it's a misinterpretation. We have to notice, remember that the Buddha time, close to the Buddha, there are many rich people, Anatta Pindika, Visakha, and a power, other Chitta. Many people that around the Buddha, but they established the temple like Anathapindika established Jetawanarama. How grateful to the people, this temple. Before the 20 Vasa, before the Buddha, he was living in the forest and here and there. After the establishing of the Jetawanarama, the Buddha lived 25 years in Savatthi, giving the talk, guidance to the people. How grateful, how helpful the kind of actions of the Anathapindika. Rich man, the Buddha encouraged him. So we have to understand this misinterpretation and misunderstanding of the Buddhism or Buddhist teachings. And Anavijja Sukha, what I want to say, the monks, when you see, look at, they have nothing, but they're happy. Why? Anavijja lacks mistaking. So what should we do for this mistaking? It's called sila, morality, misbehavior. So 3 levels. That is a very simple way to reduce for this way. Sila, misbehavior. Some religions have like, they should avoid killing the people, human being, but they have a right to kill the animals. Religious teachings, but the Buddhist teachings are different. Atana upaman katwa. Sape bayanti mechuno. Sape dasanti dandasa. Sape bayanti mechuno. Atana upaman katwa. Nahaneya nagataye. Every beings, including animal, is afraid of the dying. Everyone. If you don't believe it, just take a stick and follow the dog. He ran away because he loves his life. That is existent. Sabbe bayanti mechuna. Every being is scared of the dying or the death. Atana upamangata, taking an example for yourself. Nahaneya nagataye. Try not to kill. Even some Buddhist community, they are killing the around animals, even in Myanmar and around the world. Every Buddhist community even. So some people misunderstood. Buddhist people killing? No. Cannot say. The Buddhist teaching strongly stop it. Don't try to kill. But killing is your part. You will suffer for this. You are Buddhist or non-Buddhist, whatever. Doesn't matter. The Buddha never said, I will save the Buddhist. Even the Buddha was not Buddhist. He never claimed that I'm Buddhist. He just teaching, giving the guidance, right? So even single terms that worshipping, tradition, ritual, we're doing this. That is we are combining our tradition and Buddhism. The Buddhist teachings is, you see that. Very clear cut that he's given the guidance, Sila, Samadhi, Panya, only 3 things. So anyway, my experience in Sri Lanka, I have seen the Pali term, Abhayadana. It's very beautiful things. Just like the animals, Eliza, and they just naturally going here and there in the whole city in the Colombo. Nobody touched them. It's very beautiful things. It's called Abhayadana. Giving security to others, psychological security. Abhayadana Pali terms mean you are giving no fear. The right translation is giving no fear. It kind of dana, charity, fearless, giving the fearless. It means that you are standing to next somebody. This person not scare you. It means you are giving security to somebody. It's called Abhayadana. How you feel that some kind of, holding the gun, 47, AK-47 holding. Anytime can take you nearby, standing you. How you feel secure? No. Animals next to us, naturally, they are living and going away. They are not scared you. It means that you are giving them psychological and security to them. It means Abhayadana. This is why Atana Upamankatwa, don't kill this. Stealing other people, going to different women, sexual misconduct, telling lie, and taking this intoxication. People sometimes they complain, why the drinking alcohol? Nothing, so we're not doing anything, killing nobody, taking no other property, not telling lie, going no different women. But why is it just a little bit taking the drug or alcohol? Why it has to be things? Why it has to be bad things for? It's a little opposite things, to the what's happening in humanity, because they like they like it's thinking a self-center. I tell you that, hey, smoking is not good. If you don't smoke, it's okay. Hey, drinking is also not good. So if you little drink, you don't like it, because why? Even some of the community here, with a monk giving the precepts, they complain that, okay, just omit the last one. Omit the last one of 5 precepts. Sura Meriya. Why is it important in life? Why is it most stressful? I have heard that a man in Thailand, he has a quarrel, an argument with his wife, came to the temple. And he said to the monks, Bhante, I want to live in the temple for a couple of days. Monks say, okay, you can. So he leave cleaning the temple and helping the monk 2, 3 days, 4 days. After that, he said that I'm going back. I feel a little better. Then you can go back. So what's happened? It was discovered later on that he have argument. He have some quarreling with his wife. But the good thing is that he did not go any like a bar or drinking to have some friend. Hey, what are you thinking about your wife? And go find another one. And let's go to the drink some couple of drink. Don't think about it. So many women and this Thai don't think about it, something like that. Maybe some kind of guidance come from other friends. He may go another way, but he choose to come to the temple. This tradition is practicing in a Buddhist community for centuries. They like that, but the monks did not talk anything to them. The thing is that what's the different thing is that when he come to the temple, I want to leave the temple. Monks say, okay, you can leave it. So I'm going back. Okay, you can go back. Different things. A monk don't talk about his wife. Don't even ask. But if you go another way, they will be asking, and they will be judged. They will judge who right. Probably then that kind of jury, someone who make a judge problem. Most of the problem come from the judge. Our problem. So monk, no judging, no asking, then thinking about it. Oh, it may be from my part. It must be wrong. That is the fault of my wife. Okay, that is my fault, my mistaking. 2, 3 days if thinking alone, feeling better and go back, then okay. That is in Buddhist community, not psychologists to solve the problem. Many years or centuries is living in that way. It means the temple is a kind of clinic to cure that kind of problem. It's being clinic. It's happening. It means that. So sila, misbehavior. If he went another way, oh, that is it kind of exists. It exists to come out this problem. No, it's not exist. It's an entrance to welcome another problem. You see that? So misconceptions. Sometimes we are not clear even is it exists or is it entrance. we want to exist of a problem, but we welcome another problem. So stress come again. So sila, behavior's transformation, or misbehavior, verbally, physically is important. Another one is the concentration, samadhi. The Buddha has given the 40 kinds of techniques to practice to promote our concentration. Why we need to develop our concentration is because to see things as they are. Samadhi bhikkhave bhavita, samadhito yatha bhutam pasati, or pajanati. The Buddha said to practice concentration. Because of this concentration, we see things as they really are, as they come to be. Because we, people, see the things as we want. That is a problem. We're making a problem. The way we want. We talk the way we want. We saw the way we want. Based on the self-centered solving problem. It is more right to say that. We saw the problem based on our self, atama. I like it. It must be like this. It must be like the way I want. So most stressful things to come because you cannot handle later on this one. You see that I kick the door, the toilet door, and I feel this, oh, must be so in that way. Very smart. And the stress come later on. Very soon. To see things is very important things because our eyes sometimes it's not trustworthy. Even our eyes. Okay, look at the sky. Sometimes the star falls down. You see, there is star falling down. The star already fall down 100 years or 200 years. Who knows? Right? Because the lightning just come to our eyes appearance right now. But the star already fall down 200 years before, or maybe more than that. So can we trust our eyes? No. This is why when we practice the deeper insight meditation, the teacher will ask you to close your eyes. Because this kind of things, only you can see only when you close your eyes. And to reach the point, only sitting, not walking. It's not destination to reach by walking, but only by sitting. Something totally opposite to the way we want or the way we know. The opposite things to our desire, our nature. This is why the Buddhist teaching sometimes called Padishotagami. Swimming against the tide. That is the topic I'm going to give next week in the Dhamma USA. Swimming against the tide. What's it? The opposite thing there. Especially Dukkarani, Sadhuni, Sukarani, the Dhammapada say, good things are difficult. Good things are difficult. Bad things are very easy. Why? Because we're accumulating. Our minds, Papa Same Ramadi Di Mano. In the first stanzas in the Dhammapada. Papa Same, sorry, it's not the first stanzas. Manopopongama Dhamma. And Papa Same, our mind naturally pleasant with, live with the bad thought, bad object. That's very natural. We're accumulating, we're fulfilling, we're establishing the whole samsara existence to be so. So very natural. This is why to do good thing, we need to use the maximum effort and a full attention. Otherwise, your mind deliver the wandering another way. So like this. So this is why in the Satipatthana Sutta, the Buddha says, Atapi Sampadano Satima. Atapi, very strong effort. Very strong effort. The Buddha encouraged efforts. The energy of vidya is in every way and in every case. It's very important. This is why he was sometimes compared to the lion. If the lion catch the animals or his prize, at the time, hunting, so even he tried to catch the buffalo, use the effort. One small rabbit, the same effort. Even small, it means that when we do about 5-minute meditations, 30, 20 minutes meditations, whatever is there, the same effort, maximum effort all the time. This is very important when we practice. Otherwise, we go down. Like following the string is very easy. You don't need to use your effort, but we going string against the type, against the string. We need to use more effort. Doing good things, practicing the Dhamma is like this. Why? Because it's our natural. Just going following the string. We follow the easy way. So that is samadhi, to see things as they are, because we usually see in the way we went. So to see as they really are. Sometimes we don't see our invisible thing that by our normal eyes we cannot see. According to the psychologist David Hume. David Hume, once a person say, to bloom the flower, to grow the tree, they have sunshine, the oxygen, and the water, soil, water, and a seed. There are five fundamental things that needed to grow the tree. The David Hume say, how can you say that? Only 5 things needed. Other invisible things around, many things that we couldn't see by our normal eyes. Just like that. Our eyes sometimes not trustworthy. So this way, closing the eyes, you will see the reality. Only can be seen by closing the eyes. So to see as they are, we need one pointedness, we need to sharpen our mind. It's called samadhi, concentration. The very easy way to practice it, focus on the boundless, the Brahma Vihara. The way like a habitually being lived, metta karuna mudita upekha. Kind of to promote the concentration, that is it, the good way. And the easy way. Otherwise, it's a very agitated might come. It's very easy. So practicing the metta, it become a habit. You accumulating every day. Everyone, may you be happy, or may you be healthy, well. Every day it's become your habit. It will change and transforming bad habit. You see somebody you don't like when you're walking, or you see somebody you don't like, agitated might come, anger come, and you will respond to this. The angers mean the first victim of the anger is yours and us, ourselves, right? This going around to our mechanism, just cycling and go through other people. The victim, the first victim is us. So to remove this, overcome periodically, we call the pahana, vikambana pahana, periodically overcoming, practice samadhi, concentration, or metta, the loving kindness, compassion, karuna, mudita, and illustrated joyful, and ubeka, equanimity. Equanimity is so important. Sometimes we also need to use it, make use of this equanimity, impartiality. Equanimity means no difference, means impartiality or no bias. See things around, no judge. Don't try to judge good or bad. Just see things as they are. So to change things, that metta, why is it important? Let me take an example, Asian India, another 5 more minutes. Asian India, woman, the role of woman, what's happening, and the anthropologists who study the Indian history will know that before the Buddha, this was scholars say, the role of the woman, the situation woman, and the Buddha time, their value is more raising, more encouraged, more than, before the Buddha. Why? One thing that I just want to highlight is the Buddha used the term matugama, the Pali term. Never before that in Indian history. The English dictionary say, woman matugama is it, the woman folk. The direct meaning is matuviya gechati di matugama. Matuviya, like a mother, someone who's walking like a mother. But dictionary say woman folk. But I want to translate this one, the mother folk. When we see the girl as a girl, when we see the woman as the woman, what happened? But the Buddha's changed the concept. See the woman as a mother. See the woman, even the girl, 10 years, 20 years, 30, 50, 60 years ago as a woman. Oh, she will be one day a mother, just like my mom, my dad. Oh, how beautiful. The concept is the Buddha avoid to middle or entrap the existing culture, but he tried to change some way all the time. Introduce this war for the woman. Even the single war is very meaningful. Okay. Then another last one is the Penya wisdom. So we have 3 levels of the kilesa, transgressions, overcoming the sila, bodily, restraining bodily action and physical actions, the Vittakama kilesa, defilements at transgressions level. Another one is Vittakama kilesa, manifestation levels. So samadhi, one-pointedness, things and overcome, turbulence level. Sometimes we are not going to take actions verbally, physically, but in the mind is a turbulence. It's just mind is the very agitated. It can be seen, it appears from your face. So samadhi, observing metta, oh, may you be happy, may you be well. So it's a metta meditation, loving kindness meditation, we say that. Another one, wisdom, insight meditation is more important. Because in the wisdom, only by wisdom, we can go down this root cause. Sila cannot do this. Even samadhi cannot do this. Only wisdom can see the root cause of our problem. Why stress come agitated? When we see somebody you don't like, you agitated. Your agitated mind comes suddenly. Where it comes? Because you have accumulated many lives to this. There are possibilities, we call the latent tendency, in the deeper levels of our consciousness lying dormant all the time. But it doesn't appear when it's no situation. Situation come out. When you see something you like, kama raga nusya, latent tendency of the attachment come to next level, priyotana, turbulent level. If you cannot stop by samadhi, it's come another level, transgressions level. And then take an action, just like me, hit somebody back. I have not noticed that how is the process going up. After knowing, even I don't know, I'll take you to the police. I said that. I'll be in jail. I'm putting myself into jail, just like that. But I did not notice about this, right? Then come this latent tendency we accumulating. There are 7 kinds of the latent tendency, but together, lobha, dosha, and moha. Attachment, aversion, and delusion. Together, these 3 things. When we see somebody we like, latent tendency of the attachment comes to. When we see somebody we dislike, raga, padika, nusya, latent tendency of the angers come. When we see somebody or like or dislike, nothing is different, but you have no metta, at that time moha, delusion come. So these 3 things reacting all the time, reaction. You are reacting, responding, verbally, physically, mentally, responding all the time. This responding is making your karma. Manokama, vajikama, kaya karma, right? So all the time accumulating. How even in the moment you accumulating one karma. That is the never end. The sensory existence means we're making all the time the karma. How should we end it? So one day, if you notice that, focus on this, mindful on this, every single actions, every single response, finally you notice that your mind quiet down, no responding, even responding in a good way, not negative way, because you're mindfully. Mindfulness means sometimes people think that, oh, Buddha says that we have to live in the present moment. We should not think of past and the future. No, that is the wrong thing. It's not what the Buddha said. What the Buddha said is, even you are thinking the past, you are thinking the past. You know that, you're mindful on it. If you think in the future, just focus, just mindful on your thinking future. That is called you are living in the present. Otherwise, you're a human being, you have family. What you did yesterday, you have to think. You have to make schedule what you're going to do tomorrow. But mindfully think, because we thinking, our minds wandering without mindfulness. That's a problem. Wandering mind is no problem. But you don't know your mind is wandering is a problem. So it calms stress, most of stress. That is the way to reduce every actions mindfully. Even you don't need to go there. You can go to meditation center retreats to have a guidance, living way. Every actions, every single actions, if you know, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm talking, I'm going to talk, I'm going to think, my mind is wandering. You are thinking, second thought, fast thought, and a second thought, fast thought, second thought, just like a string. Then you feel that is the way you reduce this very, ultimate way to reduce your stress is the way of Dhamma Therapy. Dhamma Therapy, we call it the best way is to practice it when we say inside meditation, Satipatthana is a breathing meditation, breathing, breathe out. Why we are accumulating? Just by doing breathe in, breathe out, because focusing on it, practicing to present moment, practicing the present moment. You less mistaking, even respond mentally, bodily, physically, and you become more happy alive. That is the way what the Buddha say. That's why practicing Satipatthana, 7 kinds of benefit the Buddha say. Satana Visuddhya, purification of the mind. Sokha Pridavana Samathe Kamaya, sorrow and limitation to overcome. Sorrow limitation. Dukkha Domanasana, to destruction of the dukkha, suffering, and domination, pleasantness, the grief, and nyayasa adhikamaya. Nyayasa adhikamaya, you push when you go to space, you may see this discovery, space discovery. So you need a rocket, right? You know, your vehicle cannot go to the space. A rocket to push you up, 3 rockets together, and it's like a firing and push you up. When you go to the space, you don't need rocket. You're just going there because no gravity there, right? Just like a nyayasa adhikamaya, you don't need to practice to great effort. When you reach another level, you don't need to put much effort. You are just going the space like nyayasa adhikamaya. You are reaching the right path at that time. You just going next level. It means you are in like a space. Everything you are mindfully acting automatically, naturally, like this. So that is the way to reach. That is the Dhamma Therapy. So we're going to wide up this talk, practice in 5 minutes breathing meditation. How about this? Okay. Let's take a straight your body, close your eyes. Don't respond. If you are responding mindfully, so okay, you can sit on the chair, on the floor, wherever you want. But important thing is that just forget about you, who you are, where you are, what you are, what position you have. Forget about all things. Just focus on breathing, breathe out. Forget about everything, everything. Breathing, just natural process of breathing and breathe out. Nothing else, nothing else. Breathing, exhalations, inhalation. Nothing else. Nothing else. Suddenly, when the mind wanders, just knowing, register. My mind is wandering, taking an object. But don't judge, good or bad. It's called non-judgmental awareness. Don't try to judge this good or bad, or tall, short, white, or black. Don't color it. Just think, register thought, taking an object, and release this object. and return home practice. Breathe in and breathe out. Anapana palita. Anapana. So set practicing breathe in, breathe out at the same time. When the mind is wandering, taking an object, just knowing, register. Don't identify good or bad, but just register and release and return. 3 are methods to deal with the mind wandering. Register, just thought, and release this. Just let it go. And return to the home practice. Breathe in, breathe out. Just natural process of breathing and breathe out. Nothing else. You are nobody. You are not no one. Just process of breathing. Breathe out. Notice that breathing, breathe out on your nostril, touching the air. This process, since we were born, is rotating the whole your body. Even you are sleeping, but this process is happening. Very helpful to our mechanism. Just breathing, breathe, breathing, breathing. Okay, time's up. You can open your eyes. So we are going to wind up this talk, reciting Bhava Dutsapa Mangala Rakhandu Tsapa Devata Sabba Buddha Nubhavena Sada Sukhi Bhava Dutsapa Mangala Rakhandu Sabba Sabba Dhamma Nubhavena Sada Sukhi Bhava Dutsapa Mangala Rakhandu Tsapa Devata Sabba Sangha Nubhavena Sada Sukhi Sadhu Sadhu. Yes.
Sadhu, 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 Bhante. Much merits to you, and we are grateful for your Dhamma Dana today, Bhante. Bhante, do I have your permission to open up the forum for question and answer?
Yes, Q&A. Just open the floor.
Please, if you have any question for Bhante on today's topic, please raise your hand. We will allow you to unmute yourself and you can ask the question. And those of you जिन्हें हिंदी में अगर सवाल पूछना है तो आप हिंदी में भी क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं, एंड आई विल ट्राई माय बेस्ट टू ट्रांसलेट करके मैं भंते को बताऊंगा या भंते का जवाब भी आपके पास पहुंचाने की कोशिश करूंगा. तो अगर आपके पास सवाल है तो प्लीज फील फ्री टू आस्क इट. Okay, Bhante, your first question is coming from Naksen. Naksen, please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Vandami Bhante. Hello.
Yes.
Bhante, my question is that most of the monks in India, they are teaching we do the vipassana or the meditation for to come out from the uh, birth and death recycle, birth and death cycle. So is it right? We just only meditate to come out from the birth and death cycle, or it has another purpose? Just as the Buddha said, the object my Dhamma is only to make the human being free from the suffering. So what is the right answer for this question? Do we vipassana or do we meditate only for come out the birth and death cycle, or we do meditation for the make ourselves from the free of suffering?
So thank you. These are the questions. So what is the main purpose? That is true that the purpose will be some of the steps, layers, but the main purpose is, yes, to come out of the death and birth cycles, mean sensory existence, to come out, to free from the sensory existence. But there's some chance that the Buddha has given. That is the ultimate purpose of the Buddhist practice of meditation. But other things, in the day-to-day life, there's 7 benefits that I have already mentioned. Satana Vichodya, purification of your mind. Sokha Paridewana Samatekamaya, overcoming of sorrow and limitation. Dukkha Domanasana Atangamaya, distraction or overcoming of the suffering and unpleasantness of the grief. So you can see that it's not only death and birth. Of course, those things, why Sokha Paridewa, sorrow, limitation, and dukkha domanasa, suffering and a grave come because of the death, because of the birth, jati. That's the root cause. Why we suffer? Because of jati. Because of we born and we have it this. So that is the fundamentally correct. But other things, so why we need to practice in the default day-to-day life? Yes, if you are not peaceful on the day-to-day life, how can you go up? You are all the time, the happening in your mind, the stressful all the time. You couldn't solve even problem, small problem. How can you solve the samsara problem? So we have to go this very busy stuff. Okay, one day you practice for one hour. At that time, your mind is not agitated. Then you pass your first exam. You attachment, strong attachment, it means abhijja. This if you know that the Satipatthana Sutta, Satana Vichodya, there the Buddha say, Ekayano ayambekwe mago, right? Dukkha domanasa, the abhijja dominance, vinaya loke abhijja dominance, to overcoming all this, to remove this, to eliminate this thought. It means, okay, let me answer that directly. To overcome the death and the birth is the ultimate purpose of the Buddhist teachings, of course. But in the day-to-day life, that the Buddhists know that there's somebody who don't want to free from the sensory existence yet. They want to enjoy life in the samsara, life to life, life to life, life to life. For these people also, having happiness of the sinless, happiness of without mistaking is called, I have already mentioned that, anavijja sukha, higher standard in the life. So meditation is important because meditation helps you mindful on your response, everyday life, then you have become happy. So it's not only for the death back. It's it is an ultimate purpose. But in the front, many steps that we have to go through. Thank you. I think I'm answering your question.
Bhante, my second question is, most of the Indian monks speaks about the different type of lokas. They speak about Brahmalok, Tushitlok, Devlok, Naglok, Gandharlok. So what is the relation of this loka to the meditation?
But the text, Bodhi text, mentioned the 31 realms, right? Human, 4 awful states, 6 kinds of heaven, and there are 16 kinds of the heavenly being of Brahma, 31 realms. Buddhism also accept that there's some existence except from the us. But the Buddha, we have to remember this. The Buddha only occur in this human being. Human being is missing happiness and sorrowful. It's very easy to know something. In the heaven, only pleasures. You enjoying your pleasure, the result of your karma. I think it's very difficult to see things as they really are. Difficult than human realms. So even the talking about this thing, there's some existence, right? But some of the, I think India guru say, I don't know why he said about it. If we are saying that there are some better realms, better existence than human being on this human being, we are just betraying. We betrayed this planet. So it means that we're trying to do better environment, better humanity in this planet, in this humanity. So if we are saying there's a better realms or better existence than the human realms, it's not good he said that. But I don't want to say about it, but there are realms existence, a true existence. But this, what you are living is more important for the Buddhist teaching. Talking is okay, but we have to focus this existence. You have to do this, something different when you're alive. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante. Bhante, your next question is coming from Rajesh Gaikwad. Rajesh, please go ahead.
Vandami Bhante, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. I am Rajesh from Pune, India. Hello to everyone, entire USA ANA team. Bhante, 2 small questions, please guide me. First is, you told everyone should see things as they are. So how to do it and to react to these conditions as they are? And second question is, how to destroy completely the asavas? Thank you.
The first, but let's take a first part of the question, the how to see things as they are. So as I already mentioned, to see as they are, sometimes, for example, when you see something beautiful, but the beauty is not there. The beauty is your mind, your color is something beautiful. Or naturally there's something beautiful, someone beautiful. This woman, this man is more smarter than he is. Or that is the samadhi we have there. But to see things as they are, for somebody it's not beautiful, but for you it's beautiful. Since that you're creating something beautiful there in your mind. So it means you are not seeing things as they are, but you are seeing the way you want. The way you want, the way we want. We are creating that. So this is why see things as they are in the Buddhist teaching. To see things as they are, there are 2 ways. 2 ways. The first thing is called Pali term, Sabhava Lakkhana. It's a very specific characteristic of things. In the Paramata, more profound way. I mean, Paramata, the ultimate reality, is a heatness between Abo, Dido, Y, or something like that. But when you see the human being, that is a human being. Combination of other, the things in the inside way of seeing that thing that. But you see the way is something beautiful, something ugly, or you identified it, you designated that, you put a name on it. It's not true. It's not true sometimes. That is only the way you want, or the way you want to see. So to overcome it, to see as they are, as I mentioned, practicing the meditation, concentration meditation is important. Even sometimes the karuna, sometimes it goes wrong. Compassion. Because compassion, when you feel compassion and anger is together. It's very close standing. Side by side. Very close standing. Because, for example, nowadays in the vegetarian is very popular, the practice in India and around the world. When practice meditation, you have some compassionate thought toward the animals, right? Animals. Then when you see somebody eating animal, you hate him naturally. It means compassion and compassionate thought. Compassionate thought, anger is a very closely standing. Have to be very careful. When you see that way, you are not seeing the as they are. I'm not saying that eating meat or flesh is good or bad, whatever. That is your own opinion. So to see things that we need to practice one-pointedness, or if mind is wandering, you cannot see. That's why meditations help you to see. So if you want to see as they really are, so meditations alone, ekayana. So second part of your question, what is the question?
It is related to how to eliminate the asavas, Bhante.
Asava. Oh, there are 4 kinds of asava: kamasava, bhavasava, detachava, avijjasava. So asavana samuppada avijja polarity. Asava is there's a very fundamental root cause for our existence. Kamasava. So bhavasava, detachava, avijjasava. And meditation. To happen this asava, there's some kind of actions. As I already mentioned, that you are reacting, the way you like something, you see that dislike, you're reacting the way you want, or the way it should not be. So you are accumulating your karma. Is asava? Is it just you are accumulating asava? Probably physically, mentally, you are reacting. You are accumulating your karma every day. You are accumulating your asava. So focus on the present moment, and every time you're reacting mindfully. Finally, you later on, Kina Jati, Kina Purana Nawana Tisaba. I think you may be reciting Radhana Chuda. Kina Purana Nawana Tisaba. Say dialogue. Awiroli Chanda, Nibandi Dirayata. Finally, you are not accumulating any karmas. It means it's called akriya, just merely doing, not accumulating karma. Then just like Buddha and enlightened one, that is the way to accumulate, demolish and eliminate the asava. Thank you.
Okay. But your next question is coming from Dr. Sunanda Ure. Ma'am, please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Vandami Bhante. What I understood after listening to the Dhamma, or after learning the Dhamma, is Dhamma is not a religion. It's a therapy for the happiness in our day-to-day life. And if we follow Dhamma, we follow Srila Samadhi, we automatically get the paya, and we definitely become a different person. So most of the people, they always say that Buddhism or Buddha's teaching is be promoted as a religion. It should be promoted as a therapy, which will be more useful for the benefit of the people. So can you comment on this, Bhante?
Some part of the questions I have not.
So Bhante, so she's asking, should the Dhamma teaching be promoted as a therapy rather than as a religious teaching? Your comments.
Yes, it's possible. That is what we are trying for now. Because it's a modern monks learning this university. Before the traditional learning. Traditional learning means that most ritual way that Buddhist teachings become Buddhism. Why? We couldn't find entire Buddhist teaching that to call ism or Buddhism because no ritual. But Buddhist people adopt this tradition. Like a Buddhist teaching become like a religion. But it's not any single religious teaching, a single word to represent their religion. When we say religion, so okay, today dictionary changed already. Before previous dictionary, I think last 20, 30 years dictionary, if you see the English dictionary, religion means abiding God, believing in the God, and the respecting in the God. Only is the God-centered the word religion mean. But it's nothing to do with the Buddhism. Nothing to do with the Buddhism. Buddhist teachings, when you carefully study, nothing that can be identified as a religious practice. Only religion practice. Or practice that sila. Hey, don't do that any evil thing. Do you see any religious? 5 precepts, no religion. No, don't kill don't take anybody's life. Don't steal other properties. Don't go to a different woman or sexual relation. Don't lie, telling lie. Don't drink alcohol, intoxication, because it make you forget. It make you intoxicate. It make you pamada. I mean, you don't know anything that right or wrong when you're drinking this. So 5 precepts, basically anything that you find religious sense of religion? No. Samadhi level? No. Not any religion. Penya, the 3 things only the Buddha said. Other ritual, traditional practice, culture, and norms are that combination of the Buddhist people. So to your question, is it possible to have the yes, of course. We have to put it into the people, this practice as a very instrument and tool to use it, to make it use it in life, to solve your problem to solve the problem what you're facing. Okay, overcoming the sensory existence is the ultimate reality there. But in the day-to-day life, is it really applicable? You have to make it use it. Dhamma Therapy. So, okay, let me take an example. In the Padachari, in the Buddha time, she has the only shy, right? It's very lovely, cute shy. Because of this shy, she become the queen, With the Indian tradition, you know that. If someone give a daughter, I mean, she's the higher position, but someone gave her the son, get a higher position in the family. So she become the queen or the leaders of this family because she gave her the son. So this son died, only shy. How she feel that? You can imagine that. So she become like a foolish. She was going to be mad. Carrying her the dead body, son dead body, asking everyone to make it alive. What do you say? This the word. Reincarnation or something. Okay. You understand that, right?
Bring it back to life.
Sorry?
She was just asking her child to be brought back to life.
Yeah. To make it back to life, right?
Yes.
Just have to have how to say? Okay, forget it. You understand that. That asking everyone that to have her, to make it alive, to have a back life. Then one man say that, oh, is this lady is the young girl, is very, he has sympathetic thoughts toward her, and she pointed out, okay, I cannot do this, but please go to the Jetavana. There's somebody called Buddha, Gautama. Probably he is able to do this. So she ran toward the Buddha. The Buddha said, welcome. And The Buddha asked that to make it alive, I have to make some medicine. So some ingredient we need, the mustard seed. Please find the sour tea. Go and ask some mustard seed. Okay, she said, okay, I can buy the mustard seed. Is it okay to make my shape alive? Yes, I can do it. But there's one principle. Ask them, somebody who gives you mustard seed, is there somebody who died? Or this mustard seed will be a medicine only you take from the family where nobody died before. Then she asked that, taking a mustard seed, asking, is there somebody died before? Yes, my father, my son, my relatives, everyone. Every family that she realized for herself, oh, dying belongs to not only to my child, it's everyone. So she threw away the dead body. What the message the Buddha wants to give? Not just me. This suffering, this limitation, this predicament, this is not just me. Everyone is suffering. It belongs to everyone. So that important message that she was given by the Buddha, and she realized by herself. So it means Dhamma becomes therapy. You see that? It's very limitation, sorrowful. How she suffered, we can imagine that. That kind of thing, that Dhamma can be a cure, a treatment to cure that kind of mental instabilities, or even it's a very strong mentality or mental illness. So it can be. We're trying for this. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante. Bhante, your next question is coming from Prafulla Wankhede. Prafulla, please go ahead with your question.
Yes, thank you. Vandayu Bhante. And thank you, Anna USA team. My question is, Bhante, that Shila is not only gives free from sufferings, but it is just the foundation for Samadhi and Prajna. Only Eightfold Paths are cause to eradicate the suffering. So just let me know how the Sammaditthi directly affect the eradication of dukkha, that is suffering.
Thank you. This is an important question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Samadhi. So it's important. Why it's important? So the Sila Samadhi Panya is as a foundation, but that is the way to give the talk. We call Anupubikata. Sometimes we call Sila Samadhi and Panya. But what's happening in Buddhism? The Panya wisdom is leading all the time. In the Sonadana Sutta in Digha Nikaya say, Sila Vato Panya, Panya Vato Sila. So like washing hand by hand, one hand to another hand, washing your legs to another leg, just pushing, just like Sila and Panya is helping each other, depend on each other. We need to practice. In the Noble Eightfold Path, there's Sila. But the leading factor is Panya, Sammaditthi, Sammasankappa. Why? That is called Buddhism. That's called Buddhism. It's called Buddhist teaching. Even Sila and Samadhi, even before the Buddha, there were the practice of the Sila Samadhi. It's called simply Sila Samadhi. When it comes to introduce the Buddha, it's called Adishila. And Samadhi is called Adicetta. Panya is called Adipanya. That is truly what the Buddha introduced. And Vipassana. Nobody, you can see, you can argue whatever. Vipassana inside meditation is a unique discovery of the Buddha. Nobody before. Nobody. Because they highest sila morality, they have highest concentration they have, but no window, no door to come out. This sila and samadhi is not ultimate truth, ultimate reality, to ultimate capacity, ultimate knowledge to see things, ultimate reality, to see ultimate reality. Only wisdom can see this, so they cannot reach the path today. So the Buddha introduced this wisdom, Panya. This is why Samadhi is leading, Panya is leading. Samadhi, two kinds of Panya. The Samadhi, Kamasakara Samadhi. The and a wisdom, samadhi. To have to, citta, when we say samadhi citta, this cause of samadhi is taking. And that was parametta citta, the ultimate reality. And there's a compassionate reality, another one, samuti. Ultimate reality, samudaya. Another one is ariya citta, noble truth. The three, so samadhi cover this kind of three kinds of citta, or three kinds of truths. So even saying that normally sila is the foundation, samadhi is second, panya is third, but in the Buddhism, panya is leading all the time. That is called Buddhism. It means that we have to have this clear version beforehand. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante. Your next question is coming from Smita Gangaone. Smita ma'am, please go ahead. Ask your question. Smita Gangaone, you can ask your question. Please unmute yourself. Looks like she.
Sorry, sir. Actually, when someone gives us trouble, often trouble, whatever our enemy. So, what can we do at that point? Often he is give us trouble of any kind of. So that point of what is our reaction, what we want to do that time.
So let me try to rephrase it for you,
Yes.
Bhante.
Yes.
What she's trying to say probably is that if there is something that is coming as too much trouble for us, we are in a situation or in a place where all people around us, or maybe a
Yes,
particular
sir.
person around us is giving us
Yes,
so much
perfect.
trouble, what should be our reaction to that? How should we deal
How
with it?
to, yes, sir.
Is it, you mentioned, is it your enemy or your relatives or so your loved one?
I think enemies,
Your enemies, if something in trouble.
surrounding enemies.
So this is why the Buddha has given the metta meditation. Metta meditations
Metta meditation.
cannot practice directly toward the enemies, because when you think your enemies, so metta not coming. First, your hatred is coming to your mind. This is why the metta meditation is restricted. The firstly, to send toward your enemies, because thinking about your enemy, most probably the hatred has come to your mind. It's not the loving kindness. But what we can do, this hatred, the enemy, sometimes we also need to discuss what does it mean by the enemies, your enemies. What does it mean to you that how you hated that person? Why? Right? So anyway, compassionate, sometimes the atana upamakato, sympathetic or empathetic thoughts toward to him. Why I hate him? Why he hates me? Why we become enemies? Is it my fault or his fault? Trying to find the cause, as I mentioned, is the wisdom in finding the cause. Sometimes, only his fault. When we think about self-centered thought that I am right. If you are taking this strongly, you will not probably find a solution there. What's the lack of things that from my part? So that is the way. Maybe sometime in the Buddhist time, also somebody come to attack the Buddha. The Buddha respond that no anger. If somebody accuse you, someone accusation or allegation pushed towards to you, the Buddha say, okay, respond it. Don't give a silence if something not right, but not without anger. If you respond with anger, you're probably wrong. Other mistaking will be your mistake. Anger, sometimes translation, interpretation is you are punishing you by other mistake. It's called anger. Because you anger, why? Because of other mistake, you angry. But you are punishing. You're making punish for to yourself. So have to be careful dealing with your enemies. So practicing metta meditation. Anyway. Okay, just find out the first, as I mentioned earlier question, the samadhi. You have to see the clear cut that thing is a mistake, thinking about it. And try to send your loving kindness toward that person. Thank you. I'll take it to is there any question? So I have to go for the
Bhante, this was the last question, Bhante. I do not see any more raised hand either.
okay, the last question we'll take.
So no, this was the last question, Bhante. I do not see any more questions there, Bhante.
Okay, thank you.
So we are coming towards the end of our session. Before I ask for Bhante to give us Punyanumodan, I just wanted to remind everybody the next week topic that we have is Sammaditthi. We recently had a very nice discussion on Sammaditthi. There was a question coming, and our teacher next week is going to be Venerable Bhante Subodh. So next week, the topic is going to be on Sammaditthi. So please be sure to join us there. Bhante, for taking the session towards conclusion, Bhante, may I request you to please do us the Anumodana, Bhante, for our session today.
I mean, let's say that the Bhavatu Sapa Mangalam Divadana. Bhavatu Sapa Mangalam Rakhandu Sapa Devada. Sapa Buddha Nubhavena Sada Sukhi Bhavantu Te. Bhavatu Sapa Mangalam Rakhandu Sapa. Sapa Dhamma Nubhavena Sada Sukhi Bhavantu. Bhavatu Sapa Mangalam Rakhandu Sapa Devada. Sapa Sangha Nubhavena Sada Sukhi. Sabbidiyo Chandu Sakara Mativo Tandarayo Sukidika Yuka Abhivadana Chilecha Nicha Uda Bizarre Tataro Dhamma Wadandi Ayuano Sukam Sa may you be well healthy and prosperous. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We are grateful for your compassion, Bhante, and again, please forgive us for our pushiness to ask for the recording, and we are grateful for your compassionate efforts there, Bhante. Thank you again for all the Dhammadana. Much merits to you, Venerable Sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting. Thank you for having me there. I'm also happy to talk with you all. I think that is the way that we need to deliver, and so what we have learned, what we have practiced, that's what the job work for the Buddhist monk. Sorry for sometimes technical issues in this region is difficult. So okay. Anyways, if there's a good situation, we're going to make it together.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Bhante. Bhante, do I have your permission to close today's session, Bhante?
Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much, Bhante. So we will see everybody next week. Again, our topic is going to be on Sammaditthi, and that will be going to be with Venerable Bhante Sumedh. So we'll see you again next week. Please watch out for all the instructions to join the session on the WhatsApp group. Until we meet again, Namo